you guys are actresses and actors doing this job. When was it when you realized that this story was something special?
What,
Some people come to Alaska to escape, get away from something. Sometimes they come here looking for something. Sometimes they find it.
Hi ladies, who are you?
Hi there.
Hola Isa, ¿cómo estás?
Muy contenta de traer a México esta serie, en la que he trabajado tan duro tantos años.
It's great talking to you today, and let's talk about True Detective because
Okay.
There's this very interesting thing about the first season of True Detective, which was the way the show had this conversation about masculinity. But I think this fourth season, has a very interesting way of bringing female leads, not just because it brings them in for the sake of it, but because it opens the door to other conversations. There was this particular moment in the first episode where your character says that if the murder case she's looking into had been one of a white woman's murder, the investigation wouldn't have ceased. But since it's a native woman's, well, everything froze. On that sense, from that matter, how else do you think having female leads opens the conversation to other issues in the show?
Well, I mean, something from being a minority type of a race, and then, you know, women be the minority sex or the gender, is something that from that perspective is speaking for the voices or giving light to the voices that don't normally getting that stage. So that line was something that I was really proud of because it's a reality. It's this is, you know, Ennis is a fictional city, is fictional world with that. There's real issues that we cover in there, and it just has to do with race and the gender that doesn't get taken seriously, or if it's a female cop, it's not really taken seriously, or the intelligent level isn't the same, where it just gives a different perspective, and the way females handle things differently than males does, it doesn't mean one's better than the other. And I think you get to kind of get into that world a little bit.
So there's something really interesting about that, about how these women, how much of them has taken on in order to stay alive in that world, and how much of them is still really connected to their female sisterhood in some ways. I think the thing to be the most proud of is that they're genuinely complex characters that are ambivalent, contradictory, that have unconscious conflict that they don't understand. You know, they're very rich, well-drawn characters. And usually that's only reserved for men.
La serie tiene muchos temas sociales. Es importante decir que no es que yo tuviera una intención de hacer una serie que hablara sobre violencia contra las mujeres o una serie que hablara sobre violencia ambiental, que es otro de los temas centrales, sino que el entorno mismo dicta y la historia dictan observaciones sobre esos temas, ¿no? No estoy haciendo una serie para hablar de esos temas. Estoy haciendo una serie que su función es contar un viaje de autodescubrimiento de los personajes, el cual está centrado en estos conflictos que mantienen la historia viva. Y uno de ellos es cómo las mujeres han sido desaparecidas y asesinadas a través del continente. Pero de las 4 películas que yo he dirigido, 2 lidian con este tema. Entonces es absolutamente natural que en un país donde aparentemente no sucede, pero sucede todo el tiempo en las comunidades indígenas. Y entonces hablar de estos temas en la voz de una mujer indígena creo que es importante.
One of the things I enjoyed about this season is the approach to the supernatural side of it, because even though we have some sort of elements in past seasons, I think there's a different openness to it, and I think that's a very accurate way of portraying native cultures. In that way, why do you think some other cultures have forgotten about spirituality and try to justify everything through logical explanations?
That's a good question. I think I always say, like, energy is universal. It doesn't have any prejudice. It's and it still does an emotion. At the very core of it, you can be sad about something and I can be sad about something, but that holds the same frequency. And I think that's something that cultures that are connected to Mother Earth, that are connected to the things around them, nature is energy. It's just something that is so rich, and it's kind of brings us back to what's important. And it also reminds us nothing belongs to us, especially the land. We belong to it. We have to work with it in order for it to work correctly, just like this project. I think that's something that's a true reminder of how things could go and how things could go wrong as well with this story.
Yeah, it's nice to have really seen that spiritual groundedness in the show, and that really all comes from Isa Lopez, our wonderful showrunner, director, writer, producer, and amazingly intelligent, so emotionally intelligent and flexible, and she's Mexican, so it comes, in some ways there is a sort of Mexican feeling, but also very much an indigenous feeling that she is taking from her culture as well.
¿Cómo fue construir la visión de un personaje como Liz Danvers, que es un poquito como escéptica, en contraste con un personaje como Navarro, que está un poquito más abierta a estas historias?
Pues ambas mujeres representan un punto de vista que comparto. O sea, hay una parte mía que cree profundamente en lo que yo llamo un universo más vasto, donde hay más de lo que la ciencia puede explicar en este momento de la ciencia, por lo menos. Y ahí creo en eso profundamente, pero también hay una parte mía que necesita evidencia y que es profundamente escéptica. Y las dos viven en una constante batalla, entonces es una belleza, y lo he hecho en varios trabajos, tener dos personajes que defienden con argumentos sólidos ambas posturas.
You guys are actresses and actors doing this job. When was it when you realized that this story was something special?
When I first read it, and I couldn't stop reading, and I wanted to know what happened, and I would reread something and find something new. It's just something, you just got captivated in it. You just got sucked in and wanted to know more. It wasn't 5 minutes and I'm thinking about something else. I was thinking about that one thing. It kind of rang true the same time when I first realized I wanted to be a fighter. You know, in the gym, I was in the gym. It was the only thing I was thinking about right then and there, and I was like, this is something I want to do. It's that same type of feeling, at least for me it was.
Yeah, some of it's conscious and then some of it's unconscious. It's like you have this connection to a piece of material for reasons that you understand, but then there's all these reasons you don't understand that you'll never know until the film's over. And I think that was really true of reading that first draft, that she hit on something that was really universal, but also really unconscious.
True Detective es históricamente una de las series más aclamadas por la crítica y por el público, y es la primera vez que Nick suelta la batuta de showrunner. ¿Qué es lo que te atrajo a ti de esta historia para decir, ok, tenemos algo para contar, algo muy interesante, y asumir esa responsabilidad y ese legado, para contar algo único también?
Creo yo que esa primera temporada conectó enormemente con la audiencia, y cuando yo la vi la disfruté muchísimo y la extraño la emoción que trajo esa primera temporada. Entonces la posibilidad de jugar con esta pregunta que nos hacemos todos, esto es lo que yo haría, y de repente te lo preguntan de verdad, entonces tienes la increíble oportunidad de ver qué pasa si puedes ejecutar esas ideas, ¿no? Y para mí fue rescatar todas las cosas que yo realmente disfruté de esa primera temporada. El elemento sobrenatural, los secretos sucios detrás de las cortinas de la realidad, ¿no? Creo que todo eso lo pude poner aquí y divertirme haciendo esto.
¿Hubo un momento en el que pensaste, esta es la manera en la que se resuelve todo? O sea, ¿ya tenías planteado el final o fuiste averiguándolo a la par en la que se escribía?
Bueno, en mi muy breve experiencia de escribir una historia criminal, como se dice en inglés, un whodunit, ¿quién lo hizo? Tienes que saber quién es el asesino desde el primer momento. Y entonces construir todo lo demás de una manera que haya obstáculos y revelaciones a lo largo del camino para que tus personajes lleguen a la misma conclusión.
When reading this story, did you know where everything was leading to? Or did you find yourself shocked with every twist and turn that you found through the pages?
I think that was the beauty of wanting to read out and find out more, because just when you thought you had it all figured out, you really didn't, and there were just so many twists and turns, and I think that makes for a beautiful story.
Yeah, especially the last episode, which to me is just the strongest and most amazing episode. It really, it is a film in itself. I never saw that coming. So it was a total surprise to me, and every time I see the show, it's a total surprise to me.
No, mis actrices sabían exactamente qué iba a pasar al final. Cuando hice mi película anterior, Vuelven, los niños no sabían y la filmé cronológicamente. Pero trabajando con actores adultos es muy interesante cómo saber a dónde va a llegar el personaje informa cómo actúan en el pasado, para que cuando el rompecabezas esté completo, haga sentido.
Muchísimas gracias
Encantada.
por platicar conmigo.
Gracias.
It was great talking to you. Thank you so much for
Thank you
having
so
me
much.
today.
A pleasure.
It's crazy the shit we survive.